Hey Flosstube, I'm back. Video number 4. It's been a while. I hope everyone's doing well. I've been enjoying your videos. I'm joined today by one of my stitching buddies. Just staring at me like I'm weird. Oh, come on, Dusty. Look at the camera. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, you don't know what I'm doing. Why am I talking to him? Well, I talk to him all day long, so he doesn't think that's weird. But that's Dusty. He's a total millennial. Yeah, thanks for coming back. If you made it to video number 4, I appreciate it. And if you're new, welcome. I have been stitching whenever I get a chance, and I'm watching Flosstube when I get a chance. So let's just dive right in. I'm going to start with my whips, a few of which are new, and then I'll do haul. Last time I saw you, I was the day before Christmas, I think, and I showed you my finished ornaments. Those went off great. People loved them, and so that made me happy. They never see the mistakes that we see. So that was awesome, and I had a good Christmas and New Year. I hope you did as well. I got some stitchy stuff for Christmas, which was so awesome, and yeah, so first I'll do my 2 kind of whips that I had last time. The first one is my Haid. Let me just pull up the picture of it real quick on my tablet since I don't have a colored printer. Sorry, should have planned that one ahead. Oh wait, no sorries this time. Okay, so it's called Peony Glow by Marion Broom. That's it. And let's see, last time, well, I don't remember. I think I had a page. Oh yeah, it was a little over a page, and so I haven't gotten that far. Getting into the flower there. I really want to do parking, and I'm kind of do parking, like you can see there. But I tend to go the same color within the page, but now the way that the flower is going, this is this border part is like similar colors, and then it kind of does it like that. So it really would make more sense to come down this way and park it. I guess my one question is about parking. Is there some magical way you guys are threading the needle? Or am I just bad at it? Like, I don't know. I don't want to have to constantly thread the needle over and over. I do 2 threads in a size 26 needle. I don't know if you just heard my dog sigh. He thinks this is so boring. And yeah, and so then sometimes the whole parking thing makes so much sense to me. I just feel like I don't want to thread my needle a lot, but I'm gonna try it anyway. Maybe I'll get better over time. I'm a thread licker. Or maybe it's just because I'm doing 2 threads. I don't know. Also, I have to confess to you guys, I'm a little tired of this one. I like working on a Haid. I like the full coverage. I think it's fun. I just don't know if I love the image enough to work on this forever. I have another one another Haid pattern that I bought at the same time, and I always told myself no way would I start it until I finished that one, but since it's a million years away, I have to admit I'm thinking about it. And now I'm not sure I have it on here. Sorry, give me 1 second. I said sorry again. Damn it. Yeah, it's this one. Sea Spell by Rossetti. I just think it's beautiful. I love the colors, and I think I'm more into it than the flower. Well, I know I'm more into the image than the flower, because it's a beautiful classical painting. And the flower, after staring at that image for a long time, is a little boring. I'm sure some of you have run into the same issue. So I don't know what to do about that. The Michaels recently had a 30% off coupon, so I decided I would just get it over with and buy the floss for that. So I did. And I want to do that 1/125 count, which I would kind of like, which I'm looking forward to over the 18 count. I think 18 count is perfect for your first Haid, but the one I bought was like the cheap one because I didn't know any better at the time. I wish I would have invested a little more money in the fabric I was buying. It's super stiff, but it's still a good fabric to work on it. I think I'm probably just looking for excuses, but anyway. So it's coming along, and I'm still working on it, and I enjoy working on it. when I am working on it, I'm like, oh, this is just putting years into something that I don't absolutely love. I don't know, like, I don't even know where I'll hang it, like my bathroom or something. Anyway, so the other one I still had going last time I did a video was the Noel Sampler from With Thy Needle and Thread. And I didn't really want to stitch the letters and numbers in it. I thought it wasn't part of what I was going for. So I recharted it, and this isn't great because I don't have a color printer, but that's how I spaced it out. I took out the letters and numbers and then rearranged the motifs to fit everything in this space. And I've been stitching on it here and there. This one like kind of interchanges with my Hade. So that's where I am so far. The house is finally done, so I'm happy about that. Kind of working on that fruit bowl thing. This one has several mistakes in it. This is my like kind of relaxation piece. You'll see the windows have no bars. I'm okay with that. I've made some, errors here and there, but I'm not that picky on it. And since I recharted it, I can kind of just go along with it however I want. But I still like it. And I just, whenever I get a chance, there's no deadline. I mean, it's Christmassy, so I basically have all year. I don't have a rotation, by the way. I kind of stitch based on where I'm at in the house. And these two are ones that these kind of interchange because I have them by my bed. And so like the last hour or two before I go to bed, I'll stitch on those. Actually, no, most of that time's taken up by the cat laying on top of me. And then when he decides he wants to move to next to me, this is how exciting my life is. When he decides he wants to lay next to me, then I get to stitch on something and I'll stitch on one of those. So those are those two. I then, let's see. Okay, so right after I did my last video, after Christmas, I finished this ornament. I moved on to my kind of focus piece, which is a birthday gift from my mom, and her birthday's March 2nd. I would have liked to be done by now, but it's a lot more slow going than I thought it would be. But I do think I'll be done by her birthday, but then I'll have to frame it, so we'll see. Anyway, that's not important. The project is Willowbrook Pathways by Rosewood Manor. That's the image, and this is where I am. So I've gotten pretty far. This is it's a slow going project because there are a lot of different colors in these motifs. So for example, take this one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's at least 8 colors in this blue flower right there. And all of them are like that. They usually are about 8 to 10 colors per motif. So it's a lot of color changing. It's a lot of pin stitching. Oh my God. I don't know if you can get an angle of the underneath in the back, but it's from underneath it looks like a shag carpet because it's all little snippets. So yeah, this takes a long time. So when I first started, well, obviously the first thing I did was the borders. I substituted the DMC green that it called for with the Marigold Northern Light Silk, and they're Algerian eyelet stitches. And then I just thought, oh, I'll just, fill them in. I'll do one color at a time like I usually do with patterns. So I started with like one of the greens, and it was just hell. It was just trying to count with only the border, and the border not even being stitches, being eyelets instead. And it was just it was a lot of work. I mean, it was good I had a base to go off of, but then I was like, if I do the entire thing this way, I'm just going to absolutely hate it. And I didn't want it to be like that. I wanted to enjoy myself. So then I decided I would go by motif. So that I would do, like do this, then do this, go on like that. But because of the color changes, that was really frustrating too. Doing 2 stitches, then threading the needle, picking a new color, doing 1 stitch, then, then putting it down, doing 5 stitches. So what I ended up doing in the end is I'll take a thread, like say this color right here, and then make these, and then find where it is next on the pattern and use up that thread until it was done, and then I could pull a new thread and do that and kind of go left to right. So I did that. So it's slow going, a lot of work, not always fun, but mostly fun. It just takes focus. But I think the juice is worth the squeeze with this one. I think it's really pretty. I like all the colors. I like the effect it creates with the flowers. I hope the lighting's okay. So I have enjoyed that, and I think my mom's gonna really like it. This is where the letters and numbers go, or no, maybe just letters. I'm gonna replace that and say something like "Made for my mother with love" or something like that. And I still have a few places left. And then I have a little bit of frogging I have to do because I noticed a mistake that was too obvious to just kind of fudge. Um, so that's been something I've been focused on. I work on that one when I'm in my craft room when I get time. I mean, I've worked on it every single day since Christmas, minus like maybe 2 days. So it's been a lot of work. Sorry, 1 second. I'm so sorry. So sorry. The TV like went on. Okay. So Willowbrook Pathways, that's been very time consuming. I'm looking forward to having it done. Not that I enjoy it, but I'll feel in a good sense of accomplishment. And then I was so excited because I love chatelaines. I think they're absolutely beautiful. Those designs just take my breath away. And I love seeing people work on them. And I always thought one day I'll get to work on a chatelaine. But they're big, expensive projects. I wasn't in a hurry. Then I saw Stitch Mania was doing the chatelaine shenanigan stitch along, so I was excited for that, and I thought I'll just kind of sneak in and watch and see what people do. And then for Christmas, I got the mini mandala with the kit. It's the one you've probably seen on Mackenzie's video. She did it. And so I got to join the stitch along, and I've been working on it a little bit here and there. And I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm working on the mini garden mandala one. And yeah, so that's where I am with that. It's so fun. I love it. Maybe because it's a mini, but it's not intimidating. Trust me, if you want to give them a shot, I would definitely recommend this. It's got one water lily, one petite treasure braid, this specific one. The whole kit's got 3 overall because there's 3 designs. Comes with the linen if you get the kit from European Cross Stitch. The rest is DMC, and then there's going to be some beads at the end. But I absolutely love it. And that one I interchanged with one that I joined, which is, I started at the last minute. I wasn't expecting, I've never had this many whips, by the way, but I'm enjoying it. So at the beginning of January, Snowflower Diaries announced that they were going to do a stitch along, a free stitch along, which is even better. And I love Snowflower Diaries. I think they're super cute. And I had been wanting to do like a year-long stitch along. I didn't find out about the Serenity Harbor one from By the Bay Needleworks until after that whole year was done. And I'm not really into Clouds Factory or Frosted Pumpkins, not really my style. So when I heard about this one, I was really excited. So it's a block a month, and there's a Facebook group, Stitch Along group that they have, and it's pretty awesome. There's like almost 4,000 people, and it's people from around the world, and they have all different kinds of ideas for finishing them and everything on there, so it's pretty cool. So I started on the first month in January, and that's how big it was going to be. I had a big old piece of fabric, but I got this far and I was like, this is going to be way too big. I don't need my whole wall covered. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. So I decided, this is 28 count, and I decided I was going to try 1/1, which I haven't done before. And then I decided, since it wasn't going to take very much floss when it's that tiny, and I had all those water lilies that I got in that sale, and they were kind of muted colors, and this is kind of a muted pattern, so it's a little bit primitive in style. So I subbed out all the DMC with water lilies, and I'm doing it 1/1. And that's how far I am so far. I'm on February right now. Oops, sorry. Here we go. So that's been fun. I think it's cute, and March is already out, but I'm working in February. They need beaks and flowers. Um, yeah, so I've really been liking this one. It's so fun doing I mean, it's fun doing 101. It's also challenging, but I like it. I have pretty good eyesight, and it just looks so cute. It's so tiny. And so this is like the piece of fabric. It's a quarter the size. So this will be much more plausible for putting on my wall. I do feel like the pressure of the deadline, because I'm like, oh my God, February, I got to get it done in February. I have to keep reminding myself there's absolutely no one is holding you accountable. It's not a gift or anything. I can do this whenever I want. So, like I said, what I work on is based on where I am in the house. This is my living room. If I'm watching TV with my boyfriend in the living room, it's either the calendar or the chatelaine. So it's kind of been taken away from my chatelaine time. So I think I'm gonna try to finish February soon, and then go back to my chatelaine, and then in March maybe I'll work on March, even though it's already out. So that's been fun. So that's all my whips. Yes, yay. Like I said, it's more than I've ever had before, but I'm really enjoying it. I have a variety of things to work on, and I actually enjoy all of them. And I'm hoping to have a finish soon with my Willowbrook Pathways. Yeah. So those are whips. Do you want to see my dog again? He's right here. Can you see yourself? Probably not, huh? I'm not amused. We're co-workers too, because I work from home. Alrighty. So next, haul. For the record, I love haul. I love your haul. I love my haul. I love all haul. The more the merrier. Show it off. I don't care if you ever stitch it or not. Just I love seeing it. I love seeing what you like and what you buy and what floss and fabric you think is going to look good with the pattern and all of that. So for at least the stitcher, please don't worry about showing your haul. But I am showing it at the end just so in case you don't like haul, and you can just turn it off now. Okay, so a few things have happened since I saw you. Christmas and the Prairie School apocalypse. It hit hard. So first, Christmas. I'm always kind of a hard person to shop for because I'm not that into clothes or shoes or makeup or accessory. I'm not good at picking out the good stuff. And that stuff is not that important. And that's usually what I receive for Christmas, and I'm very happy with that. But this year, when I was asked what I wanted by my family, I was like, oh, well, I really don't need any more cross stitch stuff. But if you want to get me stuff that's gonna make me excited, then I'd probably want cross stitch stuff. So here's a link to European cross stitch. And they were generous, and they spoiled me, and it's awesome, and I'm very excited. But the absolute best piece of haul that I got this Christmas is this. My sister stitched this for me. I believe the pattern is from Tiny Modernist, Gnome Sweet Gnome. Isn't it so cute? She does such a good job, and it's the first cross stitch piece I've ever owned. I've always given mine away, which I'm not gonna be doing a lot of anymore because they're so pretty. But yeah, so it's super cute. I love gnomes. I love these cute little woodland scenes. I have a collection of gnomes, which she basically is the one who started that and told people to give me gnomes. I'd be fine just having one or two, but I have them all over my bookshelves. But they make me happy and they're cute. And we moved into a new house this year, so this goes up in my entry. This is in my entryway now when you walk in the house. So that was my best piece. I'm very lucky. It was so funny because for a month. No, at least a month up to Christmas, she would complain to me every time I was on the phone with her. I'm spending so much time working on your Christmas gift. She told me she can't keep secrets Christmas, and she told me that she was cross stitching me something. And she would complain every day. I'm like, that is the best gift I could give you is to get to cross stitch every day and have an excuse to have to cross stitch. And also, last year I'd given her a cross stitch piece. It was 8 by 10, so it took me way longer. So whatever. But no, I think she liked it. And then she also gave me this pattern that I've been wanting so bad. The picture on it is really small, so let's see. Yeah, it's a little hard to get clear. But it's, you might have seen this designer. She's on Etsy. Sarah Gormani, she's in Italy. And this is the summer pattern. I think she has one for every season, and then maybe like a Christmas one. I mean, her patterns are so cute, you guys. And this is actually a big piece. And I saw someone on Facebook finish this. I'm not going to give the name just because Facebook is a private group, and YouTube's not private, but it's 280 by 263. So it's a big pattern, and it's DMC, and I can't freaking wait to stitch it. Oh my God, so cute. And it reminds me of Switzerland. Any pattern that reminds me of Switzerland, I want to stitch it. Anyway, so that was great. Awesome. And then I took these out of the plastic so they won't glare. Got this. This is Moonlight from Filigram. Another one I think is adorable. I don't do a lot of smalls, but this small called to me. I could definitely see putting it in a small frame and putting it up. All right, this one is Country Cottage Sampler from Moira Blackburn. This is really cute. Love me some samplers. Kaleidoscope Flour by Sampler Cove. My sister says that looks like reminds her of Versace. I'm not the kind of person that knows anything about Versace. That kind of shows the difference between my sister and I. I just think it's awesome. And I'm going to do this. My plan is to do this in the DMC Variated Mustard on like a navy blue. I want to make it into a pillow, so I need color fast. So that's my goal with that one. This is another one from Sampler Cove. It's called Amtrak. I think that's an awesome design too. I probably, I think I would change the colors. But yeah, see when we get there. I love these kind of ones where you can think about the color combos. I like obsess over it in a fun way. And luckily, European Cross Stitch considers Canada part of Europe. Actually, Sampler Cove is in Thailand, so I guess that's Europe too. It works good for me. This is Northern Expressions Needlework, my mother's garden too. I mean, cute little flowers. My parents have a beautiful garden, so I'll probably change it to say my parents' garden in a little piece there. I'm sure you've seen this one, Shades of Gold. I love this one. I really want to do it on like a forest green fabric. I think it'd be beautiful. So this one, I kind of obsess over this one because here's the thing. So it's the model is stitched on 40 count in Gloriana silks. It also is charted for dinky dyes and then DMC. So someone on Facebook did this one with the Gloriana, but like on a 28 or 32 count over 2, and it looked awesome. It looked awesome. I asked her which thread she ended up using. She said Gloriana, and but she had to use, since this is the 40 count, it calls for 3 each of 2 colors, so 6 Gloriana threads. She had to use 10 of each, which means she had to use 20 Glorianas, which I think are $7 each. So I can't do that. I'm down to do it on 40 count. So in order to I think that's probably what I'll do. I'm always thinking about this. And then I'm like, the other days, I'm like, maybe I'll just do dinky dyes. But I looked at the dinky dye colors and the Glorianas in my LNS, and I think I like the Gloriana more. So we'll see in the end. Right now, I just keep thinking about it. I'm not buying it. I'm not going to kit it up until I actually have time to stitch it. And then finally, Northern Expression Needlework Spanish Diamonds. When I saw Letitia, the crafty curator, stitch this one, I fell in love with it. She stitched this for her father. And when she first showed the whip, like no joke, like I gasped out loud. It was so beautiful. She did it in red and blues. I'm thinking something similar, like maybe like a deep turquoise with terracotta. But this is another one I get to think of all the color, possible color combos. So that's an awesome design. So that was my Christmas spoils. Awesome. And then I could not resist. I joined the Fiberlicious monthly Silks Club, so I can get my fiber craft on a monthly basis. This was January. That's the blue, like it's what is it? Under the Sea is that one, and you can barely see these, and that's terracotta. Those are the two I was really thinking of for Spanish diamonds. It's just so beautiful. And then this was February from Fall Colors. So if you're thinking about it, yeah, I'm enjoying it for sure. I love this too because it really just, I get to see them and touch them, and gives me a good idea of what I want to use for future projects. Okay, a Prairie Schooler Apocalypse. No apologies, people. So last time I spoke to you, I was talking about how I kept thinking about getting the Prairie Schooler alphabet after seeing Thread Gardens work on it, and how I convinced myself not to get it. But then the lovely Emily from Eclectic Possessions, she got it, and she had all these good reasons. And I was like, oh, I can't resist. I totally caved, and I'm not sorry. I'm happy actually, and got the whole set. I got most of them. Oh, I got them from my LNS, except for VWX. But anyway, I'm really excited about those. That's another one I keep thinking about. See, I think about them. I don't have time to stitch them, so I just think about them all the time. This one I'm also considering maybe 40 count. I don't want a huge shower curtain made with the alphabet. I just, I want something a good size. So I was thinking 40 count. I've never stitched on. See how I'm thinking about 40 count for these patterns? I've never stitched on 40 count. So I need to do some test stitching and see if I'm cool with that. And then I think that would be pretty awesome if I could do over 2 on 40 count. Raw linen, I think. So I got those. And then, they're going to shut down. So I got a bunch of ones that I had wanted in the past, a few that I hadn't even realized I wanted, but suddenly did. You've seen most of these, so I'm going to go through them fairly quickly. I'm sure you've seen all of them, actually. The Witching Hour. I really love their Halloween ones. All Hallows Eve. Nevermore. Harvest Time. Christmas Favorites. A Christmas Visit. Happy Christmas. Christmas Tree Farm. And To All a Good Night. And Christmas Eve. Yeah, that's a lot. It's so funny because I think the reason I love doing haul is because I have no one else I can show these off to. You guys know what I mean? Like, if I were to sit my boyfriend down and be like, look what I bought, and then go through all of this, the look on his face would be like, what are you doing? Like, are you going to hang all that? Or are you ever going to stitch it? Same with any of my friends. It's like, oh my God, you have a problem. You guys get me. You get me. I feel like you get me. I get you, It's like when you used to buy new clothes and they'd be like, fashion show. Okay, so that was my Prairie Schooler cave-in. I may have ordered a couple more when I had to order something from 123 Stitch. Anyway, so I also got a gift card for Christmas from my LNS, and what I do with that was I went in and I decided I would buy flosses that I love. I would just find the prettiest ones there and get them. And that's what I did. I'm not going to show them to you because they won't come across, but I will if I use them. I've seen people before say like, why do people buy it? They don't understand people buy floss that they don't have a pattern, like isn't called for in a pattern that they're stitching. For me, I find them to be super inspiring. Frankly, I love just looking at them. I'll look at them a million times. Same with like the Fiberlicious. I can think it helps me decide. It helps me think of color combinations. The variegated ones do, and then others that are like also have variegation in them, or just like hit the light, capture the light a certain way, stuff like that. I'll keep those in mind for patterns like ink circles or like the Sampler Cove or the Northern Expressions. I'll keep them in mind for future projects. I'll test stitch with them and stuff like that. So I love having those flosses on hand. So that was really fun. It wasn't like a huge load of floss, but I was able to go in. I got like 3 dinky dyes. I got several, I think it was Weeks Dye Works, a few Gast. I didn't go for any solid color silks or anything like that. But it was a lot of fun. And I got those, and then I found one chart that I wasn't able to pass up. It's called Bird's Eye View by Kathy Barrett. I just think it's beautiful. I love any pattern with houses in it. I don't know why. I didn't have like a home, I wasn't like homeless in my youth searching for a home. I don't know what it is. I just love the houses. I loved the colors in this too. And my boyfriend always misuses the phrase bird's eye view. It's so funny. I mean, it was funny. Now I'm like, oh my God, that's not what that means. I didn't show him this pattern to mention that. It's telling you guys he doesn't know I have a video. So yeah, so that was that shopping trip. And then I was distracting myself one day. Probably should have been working or something like that. Unless you're someone who I just applied to for a job, in which case know that I work really hard. And I was working on my wish list on Pinterest, and I was on Rosewood Manor website, and then I realized that they had a lot of patterns where it said it wasn't going to be they weren't going to reprint them. So if you go to the Rosewood Manor website, and I'll try to remember to link this below. If you go to the sales section, everything in the sales section is not going to be reprinted. So I was like, oh my God, I need those. So I bought a few. What I did is I went through all of them, and any of them that I liked and knew I wanted to stitch, I added to my cart. And then at the end, I went to my cart and I was like, no, I'm not buying. I can't let myself do that. Spur of the moment, spend that money. So I whittled it down to 5 patterns. And these first 2 I got for $2 or $3, so that was good. First we have Mini Sampler Trio. Birds of a Feather. I think that one was like $2.50 or something. I think it's cute. Obsessed Stitcher, I know you love your birds. Flowers, Plants, and Fishes. Should that be fish? I don't know. That was cute. Berkshire Beehives. I think this is really pretty. I think this is another one where you're going to have like a million different colors in each motif. So I will be waiting a while until I do that. But it's cute, and it has a house. And then this one was the big one, Trip Around the World quilt. This is practically a book. I'll just do it real quick, but like each letter has a different page, has its own page. So you could do different things. I probably won't do these things, but okay. Can someone tell me what the needle roll is for? I don't understand needle rolls. Sorry, I don't. But you could do like a bell pull or whatever. You could do your last name. You could just do one and frame it, whatever you want. I think if I was a really good sewer like Trisha or Lucretia, I would make like some awesome quilts with it. I don't know, but it would take forever. Like a wall hanging though, there's beads in it and everything. Anyway, it's really pretty, and if they're not going to reprint it, I figured I wanted it in my stash. So yeah, that was my Rosewood Manor. I just found this on Christmas. This is, I have the Gingham Christmas Just Nan pattern that I got from Rainbow Stitchery's big sale. And I thought, oh God, I'm never gonna stitch this. I'm gonna have to find the fabric and all the stuff that goes with it. And then someone had posted this for really cheap on eBay, and I just happened to come across it. So that's the fabric and embellishment pack. That was a good deal. And then, it was like a week or 2 ago, all of a sudden I felt like this strong urge that I needed to stitch a lavender lace angel. I don't know what it was. I wanted to stitch one of the ladies or the angels from Lavender and Lace. And so eBay's got, the angels, you can get them for really cheap on eBay. So I was kind of just scrolling through haphazard, and I just couldn't figure out which one I wanted to do. So I decided I would go to the website and look through all of them just so I could make sure I was seeing everything available. And then I found Angelica. And I love her the colors. I love her dress, and I like that her face is like more serious. It reminds me, you know, like of a classical artwork angel. Her face looks a little more normal. Some of them are, you know, can look a little funny. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the faces on these are usually 1/1. Anyway, I just love this. I think it's beautiful, and I'm hoping that this will be my next stitch when I finish Willowbrook Pathways. I'm ordered cobalt gray fabric. At first I was thinking black, but Kelly from Evergreen Needle was talking me out of it. She's working on this one too. And Jessica, who's new to Flosstube, is on Instagram. She had just purchased this pattern. And then I found out that Emily from Eclectic Possessions got this pattern too. So hopefully we'll all stitch it. And she's beautiful. But yeah, so Kelly talked me out of it because she said it was just going to be so hard. And I'm glad she did, because now I look at it more, I think it would be too dark. It'd be too much. So I ordered a charcoal gray from 123 Stitch that should be here soon. And that's what I'm hoping to stitch it on. And yeah, I think it's really pretty. I don't know what got into me. I just needed to, but luckily these are affordable. And then I also got Lady of the Thread, because that's how I know myself in my own head. My own head, I enter a ball and they're like, they announce me as Lady of the Thread. That's not the case. I'm not that crazy. I just, I like the colors. I think I'm going to do it on a dark green. I'm kind of between, no, I can't remember what colors I was between. I was between dark green and something else. See, I think about these things too much when I'm lying in bed trying to sleep. But yeah, this one's from 1988. There are no beads or metallics or anything, but I think it's really pretty. I think it would be cool to have in my craft room. And yeah, Lady of the Thread. It's like handwritten, one of those handwritten patterns. So we'll see. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of haul. Oh, so wonderful. What else? Dusty's still here. He slept through the video. And thank you guys so much for watching. I went on for a while. And I love your videos. Lots of fun stuff. I love Blimey Cat's song. I loved G's vlog for her trip. That was awesome. Got to see Mackenzie's backyard for a few seconds. All that beautiful Canadian snow. Got to see Trisha 3L Threads chickens. That was a lovely surprise. And I guess it's because I don't live like in farming area, and I've never lived in the snow, but I never even thought about what happens to the chickens when it snows. And they stay out there, obviously. It's not like you bring the chickens indoors and they're totally cool with the snow. That is awesome. I thought that was cool. Dee also showed her backyard. She's also in Canada, of course. Yeah, so you guys, everyone out there, you got all the snow. We're having drought, but we should get some rain. Anyway, we're not talking about the weather. I love seeing your backyards. I don't know why. One day I'll show you mine. It's not very big. Lucas has an awesome backyard. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching if you made it this far. I hope you're doing great. And yeah, awkward ending because I never know how to finish these things. So thank you. Bye.